she got enough money, and then she started nursing at in Macquarie Street, the Sydney Hospital, and she was there, and then she met Russell. He come over, he was in the army over in the islands, and he was a captain, and he come home, and she knew a sister of his that was a nurse, and that's how she met him, and she married him, Russell.
During the war or after the war?
No, she married him in about 19. She was about 29 when she married him. No, the war was on still. The war was on when she married him. Then she went up to Townsville after she married him, because he was he was a captain over in the islands with he was with what they call ANGAL, the Australian New Guinea Administrative Unit, because he had a plantation up there, and then they put him into that. So she went to Townsville then, because she was sort of closer to him if he'd come over sometimes.
Right, while he was still working
in the army.
New Guinea.
No, he was in the army over there, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
What about Bulli? What was...
Well, he was in the Air Force. He was in Sale in Victoria.
So he went straight from school, etc.?
No, he was at the steelworks
first,
and then he volunteered and went in. And Terry, he went in the army when he was only 16. And then...
What about yourself?
I went to school till... Then I worked at... when I left school, I worked at... Woolworths for 3 years.
So how many years of schooling had you had? 3
years. Well, it's at Mary's. I did we did the intermediate certificate then in the 3rd year. We did that. And I went to Woolworths, and I worked there for 3 years. And then I went
What did you do at Woolworths?
Oh, behind the counter.
Serving on the checkouts?
Yeah, no, there were hard checkouts, mate, just the counter with the till then. We had the counters with the tills, yeah. I was in charge of the gardening section. That was mine.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
so
it was
when was this, around the late 40s?
Oh, let's say the 45 to 48. Then I left and went nursing. Royal Hospital.
Why did you go nursing?
Oh, because I wanted to.
And what? So you didn't.
I didn't finish.
But you didn't really enjoy much the Woolworths type thing.
No,
you wanted to make a career.
Nursing. Yeah, I liked the nursing.
Okay, so tell us
Woolworths
about the nursing.
Right. Oh, that was good. I enjoyed that.
How many years did you do of that?
2.5 years.
And that was at all Wollongong Hospital, was it?
Yeah, Royal Hospital.
What about your friend Nancy? What was she?
No, she went worked at Dwyer's Garage down in the office down there.
Okay. All right. So what? And why did you leave? Why didn't you complete nursing? You got married.
Married.
So when was that?
1950.
Oh, okay, so you were 21.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So, and at this time, you were still living at Unanderra with your mum, because she was still there, and your father was still all alive.
He was still there.
So tell us about meeting Dad and getting married. How did that come about?
Yeah, we used to have a dance at the hospital in the recreation room, the dance there, and I was on afternoon shift, and there was a lot of boys came from the from Ostomy, the surf club, to the dance. That's how I met him. Because I was allowed to go off early. I'd go over to the dance.
And there was all these Ostermere Surf Club boys.
Yeah, it was the dance.
Had you had any other boyfriends before that?
Oh, quite a few actually. Yeah, a few. Off and on, yeah. Nothing really serious.
No, so
Nothing serious.
Around this time the main socialising was
Oh, go on the pictures
go
and
on the
dancing
pictures and
and
dances.
yeah, just of all that you did.
Did they have clubs and
Football.
hotels and that? Did you involved in that at all or
never
not?
went near a hotel. Oh no, that was for bad girls. Oh no. No, the RSL had the club, but nobody. Oh no, I never darkened their door. We weren't allowed. No, it was nothing like that. You just used to go to the football and on Sunday.
So this mob of surfies from
Yeah,
Ostermere, what were
yeah.
they like? Tell me about them.
Not very good actually. They were all right, I suppose. Yeah, we used to have the boys used to come there to the dances, you know, and have a dance like some nights and once a month.
So
It's not much.
so Dad Keith was one of this group, wasn't he?
Yeah, he come there.
Did they
Don't ask me how he come to be there, but they were there.
were they different to any of the other groups,
No,
or
I
did
don't
they
think
stand
so.
out,
Just
or
the same. He was quiet and that, real quiet.
just in
He
suits?
rang me up after it was all over, the dance, and asked me out. That was it. One night, that was just how,
How it
I
happened?
met him. Yeah.
And, so
Nothing outstanding or exciting really.
well, it would have been at the time.
Oh, at the time it was, to be asked that. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, at the time.
But
it
you
was.
said you'd had
I
other
had
boyfriends,
quite a few boyfriends, yeah.
but nothing had ever really.
No, nothing really, no.
So tell us about getting married. What was involved there?
Oh,
How long had you been going together? And
about 12 months. And we decided then to get married. And we got married at the Little Flower Church, Westwood, Wollongong.
So you were working as a nurse.
Yeah.
And what was Dad doing at the time?
A postman at Ostermere. And he was a postman.
And what about his family, his parents and that? Where were they living? Can you remember?
Yeah, Tarul, on the highway at Tarul, the main road at Tarul, opposite the pitch show.
Oh, they lived in a house there, did
Yeah,
they?
in another house. It was a flat behind the shops on the
Opposite
main
the
road.
King's Theatre at
Yes,
Thurrock.
opposite the pitch show in Tarul. Next, used to be the co-op was next door. The old co-op shop was there, and like they were behind a grocery shop, Milk Bar grocery shop, I think it was. I remember. Yeah, it was a grocery shop.
Did you can you remember Dad's mum and Dad, or
Oh yes, I know.
what can
Well-
you remember about his mother?
Well, his father was a sickly sort of woman, but the father was on the railway. Eric, Grandpop, he was on the railway, and they were all right. Kevin was married to Doreen then, and
Bill.
Billy was in the Navy then, when I first met your father.
Right.
And he was away. I never saw him for a long while because he was away,
Yeah.
So
So
met him much.
you're talking about the marriage ceremony. You got married at
At
Little
the
Flower.
Catholic Church, yeah. And,
Why did you give up your nursing then? You said
just to get married, and it was hard, and we didn't. It was very hard then, very hard work.
Yep.
Different to what they have today. Very hard work.
So you were quite happy about getting
Oh
married. and
yeah.
You were ready to start a family and all this sort of thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what happened after you got married? Where did you live?
Intervewer, in a flat, Harbourwood Street, down the Beachway.
How long were you there for?
Well, 3 years.
Yeah.
And we got the commission house down in Westmacott.
What, in about
Right.
1954?
Yeah, 54 we got that place down there.
Was Dad still a postman?
Yeah, he was a postman still. I had Denise in 52 and I had you in 56, and when you were about 18 months old, he left the post office and went up here at the brickworks to Bulli to work, and then after that he went out to Thrill.
Why did he leave the post office?
Oh, well, the money
Yeah.
wasn't much. Very little pay on the post office, really.
And how did he get into the brickworks?
Oh, Kevin worked there, I think, the brother, and that's how he got in up there.
And how long did he work up there?
Oh, I'm not sure. A couple of years. It wasn't very long even. I wasn't up there for too long because he got a job out here then at Thrill, the New Bales it was called then, and we had Terry in 1960.
Right, and by this time you were living at Westmacott Parade.
Yes, we were in Westmacott Parade then.
So what was it like living in the commission areas?
It wasn't too bad because we were all young people, families together. We all had husbands and we were families. Although, and I first went there, I only had Denise, and I was surrounded by, am I being racist in saying pommies? We were surrounded by pommies and I didn't like it. Not that I didn't like them, but they were different. You know, they were all...
Yeah, and where was this at? It wasn't at Westmacott Parade?
Yes, yeah, but
okay.
in the you know that, the first...
30 Westmacott.
Yeah, house we lived in. There was the Magsons and the Taylors and the Lewins and the Sutherlands, and they were all pommies around me, and I didn't like, you know, they were different. They used to be, I don't know, but anyway, after, and then the Millers came and the Lewises came, and we all palled up together like then, you know, we used to have barbecues on, you know, different, some nights, and play cards. And
So you weren't working or anything, you were bringing up the children for a long time?
No, I didn't sort of start back to work till Terry, when I went up to the hospital when Terry was about 4, to Bulli Hospital to work.
So about 1964.
Yeah.
What did you do up at Bulli Hospital?
Domestic, 2 lady.
And Grandpa was working up there?
He was up there as a gardener come handyman sort of thing up there then, yeah. And your father was out at the brickworks.
Can you remember much about Grandpa when he died, and how it went working up at the hospital and things?
Yeah, he was, everybody liked him. He was a nice sort of a man, a nice man, lovely man.
Had he helped you get a job up there? Or
No, I got on my own. I went up on my own. He never helped me get it. No, I don't think so, you know. I got it myself. And I worked up there off and on for about 15 years then. Not all the time, I was always only ever casual, but off and on.
All right. Bringing up the kids so your first child in 1954.
1952, Denise was born. You were born in 56, Terry was 60.
Well, what was life like? Was it hard?
Oh no, it wasn't much the money around, but no, we managed. We used to have, you entertained yourself, and you never I went to the pictures occasionally, up the old picture show was at Woonona then.
Down the beaches.
And down there, the beaches was our main entertainment. We used to go down, take our tomato and onion sandwiches down, Yvonne, Bub and I, with the kids a lot.
Yes. What about
You and Terry were in the Aqua Lads down the surf pub. And
what about Brickworks picnics and that?
yeah,
Is
the
that
Brickwork
one?
picnics, the Christmas club, a Christmas tree they always had. We used to go on a trip for the picnics.
Where to? Where
oh,
would
we
they
went
go
up
to?
Wallachia, we went to Watson's Bay, we went a lot of different places. And
So
yeah,
they were the main
to
instances where you'd
to
get out.
Bundina, we went up to National Park, you know, for the picnics and all different places.
A better life idea.
We did that, no, we did that on the Brickworks picnic we're talking about.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, the guy near the National Park a lot, we went there, we went up, didn't we? Went to Wallachia and remember when we went up Wallachia, the flies were that bad, we had to put something, tablecloth over our food and just put a hand under to get the buns out. Oh, I'll never forget that day, the flies. Never seen anything like it.
There was other trips up to Maisie.
Yeah, we used to go up there to Miss Vistas, and your father got the car, we went on a few trips, Terry and him and I, and that. And I used to go up to up with sisters, Singleton, up to my auntie sometimes to Newcastle. And,
What fire there, Robin?
All right, well, I think we'll leave it at that.
yeah, I'll have a...
It's right.
Thank you.
All day.
Thank you.
Is
The
it?
only ones to pollute the atmosphere. It seems the Romans beat us to that one too.